Hello all, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to learn some logical conditioning functions in Excel. Myself, Omkar Desai, and until now we have learned some basic functions in Excel, some advanced functions in Excel like the data validations and all, some basic tabs in Excel. But today we are going to learn logical condition functions. The topics to be covered will be like if and if error, not, or, and false functions. So without wasting time, let's get back to the Excel. So as we have discussed in previous sessions as well, we have prepared some reading material for you. So this will be available in the link given below with the video. So this topic covers, or this sheet covers, some examples of if statement, some options here, and some conditional formatting options like sum if s, count if s, and some here like average if s, count if s, max if s, and min if s. So these functions we have already covered as part of our earlier sections, so not covering them now. And we have some links about it, like if you wish to excel more about it, you can definitely visit these links. So not reading all these now, you can have a look at it later. Let's switch to the new sheet and let's have a practical experience. So the first function we'll be covering is if function. So here we say, so if it says that check whether the condition is met and returns one value if true and another value if false. So say if we wish to have a value like if this particular value is greater than 5, then return so make sure that you are returning the value as correct here. You're writing the correct messages. So now it is saying that less than 5 because this value or this cell doesn't contain any value. I'll say 10 and it has returned that it is greater than 5. So this is how you parameterize it. You can use this if function with different logics. Like let's use it for one of the things which you have seen is like is number. The value is numeric. Otherwise, say the value is not. So see, since it's a numeric value, it has returned that the value is numeric. If I write a name over here, it will say that the value is not numeric. So it will not impact this particular function because this A2 is not even a value. So this will not return, or this will not get refreshed. So if I write anything here, then it will refresh it. This is about if function. We can have a nested if. What do I mean by nested if is if inside a single if. So we have one if and we are writing another if inside it. So let's have let me show you this thing. Okay, so let's have a simple if as like if this is greater than 2, then the logical value will be, for now we'll say it as true only, otherwise we'll say it as false. Okay, so yeah, since it's greater than 2, we have got that result as true. If it is less than 2, we'll get the result as false. What we want is, if this value is greater than 2, we want to check if this is a text. So what we can do is, If this is true, what we will do is, if this is true, we'll check one more condition, which is text this value. If it's a text, then return cell A6 is a text. Otherwise, return cell A6 is not a text. That's it. See. So what we have written is, we'll check first of all this condition, this A5 greater than 2. If it is true, then execute this condition. If it's a false, then it will not get inside this condition as well. It will directly go in this condition like this. This is how you use nested if inside a if. So you can use one more if for this false block as well. So it's up to you. How do you want to do it? Or you can use if inside, so on. But just make sure that you're using correct round braces and the correct message, so that it will be better for you to trace back the error if you encounter any. Next, on the similar functions, like we'll have AND function. It's a logical AND operation. So checks whether all arguments are true and returns true if all arguments are true. Like the first logical argument, we'll give it as okay, we'll use the existing arguments only. And so this is we'll say is numeric. If this is a number, is the first, this will return true or false. And the second is text, this one. This is true because this is a number and this is a text. So instead of this, if I write any value here, it will come as false, because this is a logical AND operation. So the logical AND gate states, logical AND, it says if we have all true, then the result will be true. If we have even single false, the entire result will be false. So this is what the logical AND says at a generic statement. This is about AND function. We have OR function as well. So we'll use the same thing. OR, the logical function is like is number. If it's a number, and second is text. If it's a text, then return the value. So the logical OR says it works differently than logical AND. So what it says is, if we have all false, then the result will be false. In all other cases, we'll get result as true. Which means if we have both these conditions as false, then only we'll get it as false. Like say here, if I write anything, so what it means is, so this A5 is not a number and this A6 is not a text. So both these conditions are false. That's why we have got it as false here. So that's how logical OR works. So, and that's how our OR function works. So we can have a combination of this OR and this if function in a single go, or we can have this nested if as well. Okay. In the previous section, while explaining the VLOOKUP, we have seen that we have got an error for one particular cell if that cell was not present. So that particular thing we can handle using a function called if error. Okay. Let's create a similar kind of data. Let's not create the serial number here, name, and let me just create it quickly. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Say if we want the data for some outside range, and we are looking up like we look up this particular thing over this range, and we want the data to return as in the second row and want the exact match. So you can see it has returned me hash in it because this particular thing is, or this particular value is not present in this data. So to avoid this, what we can do is we can write if error in front of it. What it says is if this particular function returns error, instead of this error message, write a user defined message, which will right now will say the given data is not present in the set. I'll just close it. Here it is. If I have a valid entry, it will obviously return me the exact value. But if I don't have any valid entry, like something else, it'll return me, instead of error, it will return me a user defined message. So that's how you use this if error function. So these are the major functions which we use from logical conditioning in Excel. Obviously, we have many more functions, but those are not generally useful. You can try those out and let me know if you're facing any issues. So that's all we have for this particular video. In the next topic, we'll be covering pivot table. So till then, thank you.